Okay, this is a general oracle card reading for the Taurus for the next month of December 2018. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it's not one size fits all. It's like one size fits most kind of thing. And also not one sign has all positive people and then another sign has all negative people. So, depending on what kind of personality you have, this energy might affect you differently. I think generally the population of people are mostly positive, but, they do some negative things here and there because we're human and we fuck up from time to time. Also, keep in mind that you could be going through different stages in life from each other. So, maybe this energy fit you last month or so, and this energy might fit you next month or so. But, it is a general reading, and my focus is on December for right now. But you all can be going through different stages in life, so keep that in mind. And also, I'm sorry I've been calling them tarot cards. I thought that all the decks were called tarot cards. They were just different kinds, but my cousin has informed me recently that tarot is a separate deck and what I have is oracle cards. Also, you probably noticed I'm not wearing my witch hat right now. Immediately it's just kind of hot wearing it, so I've decided to just kind of wear whatever when I'm doing these readings. Maybe occasionally I'll wear the witch hat here and there when I feel like it, but frankly it's kind of hot wearing it, so I'm not going to be wearing it. I already shuffled the cards and pulled the cards out, mostly to save time on my phone, being it only has a certain amount of memory. So yeah, but let's get started. The prism wave, self-sabotage, poverty, consciousness. This means that your consciousness, the way you're thinking right now, might be very poor. You may be poorly thinking of yourself, which is likely. You may be thinking just poorly in thoughts, period. And that's self-sabotaging, and that can be manifesting physically as well. Sometimes when people are being depressed or angry with themselves or judging themselves, or thinking they're not good enough, or they're scared life is not going to ever bless them. Sometimes you get moody, sometimes you say something you regret. I mean, just kind of use your imagination of what maybe you do personally yourself, because we're all kind of different. I can say me personally, it doesn't usually manifest physically. It's usually up here in my head. So when I'm going through crap like that, and I am a Taurus myself, so I'm gonna keep an eye on these cards. But I also give myself personal readings, so with my cards. So yeah. But yeah, you might be a little self-sabotaging in December. Okay, the Hawk Prince, spirit communication, paying attention. That just means spirit is communicating with you. That could mean through your intuition, a gut feeling, through signs. It also can mean, I believe some people share a telepathic connection, but that does not mean they're going to be aware that you can feel them and they feel you. In general, most people don't know that when they're thinking of you, you can feel it. So do keep that in mind. Sometimes when that kind of communication is going on, it does not mean that you're supposed to personally connect with that person. Sometimes it's to make you aware of what's going in their head, to know how you're supposed to maybe end a friendship or a relationship, and realizing maybe they are not mentally healthy. Even if they miss you and love you, they're not mentally healthy, and you really shouldn't get yourself back in there. And then sometimes it helps you to know how to resolve a problem. So please keep in mind, it does not mean they know. And I try to make that clear, because if I say that there's telepathic communication, people might mistake that this person knows they're telepathically. Likely they don't. And if you feel like opening up to somebody, you can feel them, you can do that. But please do not try to pressure them into thinking they have an ability if they don't agree with that stuff. I personally am a practitioner, and there's some people out there that, I practice my psychic abilities. There's some people out there I know, and I'm all like, I can tell you're psychic, but I don't push them into it, because if that is not something they want to live or accept, that's fine. They've chosen that path and that destiny for their life. It's none of my business to push something on them then. What's my business is to accept and love them for who they are and how they choose to live their life. So do not try to push anybody into something. if they don't believe in it. Oh, damn. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Doctor's got me on medication right now where I'm like dehydrated, so I'm always thirsty anymore. Sorry about that. Better try to hurry this up. I only got 16 minutes on this video. Alright, the word, Lord, communication, praise, dishonesty. To me, this card usually means someone's being dishonest with you, or they're not fully communicating with you. Maybe you're being dishonest, or maybe you're not fully communicating. As I said, there's different, people in the sign of Taurus. You're not all like one positive and then another negative. There's all positivity and negativity in there, so it could fit you differently. By the way, if it is a negative thing, it doesn't mean you're a negative person. It just means, like I said, the general population of people are mostly positive, but they do negative things here and there. So if it fits you in a negative way, do not think you're a negative person. It just means the card's letting you know, okay, you fucked up a little bit, but let's fix that. We can do this. So yeah, somebody might be being dishonest. You might be being dishonest. You're not being the Lord of your words. There might be some lack of communication or purposely withholding, full information, which in itself is deceptive. So, in my opinion, at least, that is deceptive because it's not a full truth. It's meant to manipulate, therefore it's deceptive. And it also can be the card encouraging that it's time to start communicating the full truth. Maybe this person's not communicating with you, and they need to communicate, It's time to open up for conversation, but you can't control people, so if they're not going to communicate with you, just leave it alone and make that choice whether you want that kind of person in your life or not. I personally know, but, your business is your own, and if you are the one withholding communication, then the card's saying it's time to start communicating. It's time to start opening up the full truth. This person can handle it. Whether you think they can or not, they can. And maybe it might be rough communicating. There might be a little arguing or fighting. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect. I don't know. That can happen sometimes. But it is saying time to open it up and get that communication going. The Rainbow Prince, compensation, perseverance. It just means keep persevering. There is compensation at the end of your perseverance. Just keep at it. I know it might be feeling tough right now. It might be feeling like the world is against you right now. But you do have this beautiful rainbow of promise that will be kept. You will have your compensation. You'll be getting in what it is that you've been working for. Or maybe you've just been... Maybe it's not something specific you're working for. Maybe it's just something you've been waiting on to come in your life. And that in itself is perseverance. Waiting for a miracle or waiting for something faithfully to just happen. But there will be compensation. It will come. So just keep persevering. You'll get it. The High Lord of gratitude and service, selfishness, humility, conscious action. That just means that be in tune with your higher self or a better version of yourself. Maybe you're working on being a better version of yourself. Knowing when to be selfish and realize you deserve better than this. You deserve better than the attitude people are giving you. Knowing when to have humility. Knowing when to apologize. Knowing when to be humble. Knowing when to admit you were wrong. And that could fit anybody, no matter whether you're more negative or positive or in between. If you're more positive, sometimes you don't know when to be selfish. If you're more negative, sometimes you don't know when to be humble. But either way, the card would fit you. That you're going to be working on yourself and getting into being the better version of yourself that you want to be. In general, I think most people do that. They're trying to be a better version of themselves. And other people call it their higher selves. Now, when I say higher self, other people think of something perfect, but I don't. I think of it being just a better version of you. Getting in tune with your higher self. It doesn't mean you'll be perfect. It just means you'll be a better version or closer to a better version of yourself that you want to be. The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, patience. That just means you're going through a transforming moment right now. You are transforming maybe mentally in your maturity or spiritually, emotionally, maybe all of the above. And you are using your intuition and you're having patience knowing that This transformation may not be complete, but you are going to reach the goal of what you're transforming into. The Metal King, discipline, armor, boundaries. Yeah. I know this card fits for me right now. This can mean that either you need to learn discipline and boundaries for yourself, to set for yourself, to set for others, because you don't know how to set those boundaries up and you let them walk all over you. That I know I sometimes have a problem with. I think I've worked on it a lot and I've gotten to an exceptional level. But I admit there's still a tad bit I need to work on that. Some of you may be just now working on it, and some of you may be at the level I'm at, and maybe some of you are just now starting. We can be through different stages. I would say I've come far with this, but still a tad bit like I need to learn a little bit more. And it also can mean that you need to set boundaries with yourself, as in you don't know what's too far and you overstep your boundaries. So, the card can mean setting boundaries with others, and it can mean setting boundaries for yourself. Either way, I think it's setting boundaries for yourself, because in a sense, when you're setting boundaries with others, you actually have to set a boundary with yourself. Like, I'm not going to allow this. That's my boundary with myself, to say, I'm not going to allow this, and I'm going to make the boundaries for others too. So, I would say that card kind of goes both ways. I would say that card, either way, you're setting boundaries with yourself. And either way, though, one's setting boundaries with others, some are setting boundaries with self. Alright, the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, details. That just means trust what you are seeing. Sometimes there's just a tad bit of evidence to an answer or knowledge that we want to know, and it's difficult for us to accept. And then sometimes the fucking answers are everywhere, the evidence is everywhere, and we are still denying it. It can be seeing evidence that someone is not a good person, or something's not a good situation, or it's not a good job, and we want to ignore it because we're like, no, this is good. This is good. I need it to be good. I don't want it to be bad. I need it to be good. And then you end up letting yourself get manipulated and taken advantage of because you won't accept. It's time to move on from this. This thing is not healthy and it's not good. And then other times, maybe we've been hurt or been lied to so many damn times, we are afraid to trust in something that is good. Now, that's the complete opposite there from, the last example. Sometimes we're afraid it's too good to be true. We're like, nope. But the evidence is right there and the facts. This is good. You can trust it. You can have faith in it. You can take a leap of faith in it. And we're terrified. So either way, however this card is fitting, if you see evidence right now that something isn't good, it's time to accept that. Or if you're seeing evidence that something is good, I know you're scared and you have fears and doubts, but the card's saying it's okay. You can trust this is good. This is not going to harm you. Everything is going to be well in your heart and your life. Just take a leap of faith and jump in there. Or take your time, but either way, head in that direction of trusting and knowing everything's okay. I know some people can't jump in there. I personally am one of those that can't just jump in, but I am somebody that when I know there's something good and I can see the signs and my intuition is going crazy, including with something currently going on in my life right now, actually, I have a difficulty time trusting, but my intuition is saying go for it. You can see the signs, you're just too scared that it's too good to be true. So I can say that card is currently fitting in my life right now. And I'm probably going to take my time, but either way, I'm going to be pushing myself forward into that trust. So, even if you take your time, make sure you're pushing yourself forward into that. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the reading, Taurus, and if you don't, that's okay. I'm going to flash the cards and let you use your own intuition of what you feel you think it means. I'm going to try to be quick because there's only a few minutes left on here for me to record. Yep, I'm like, oop. Crap, about 2 minutes left now. Alright, Taurus, you have a good morning, a good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're watching this, you have a good one, and goodbye now.